All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Another episode of Sports Junkies. Hey, got a lot of stuff to get to, but I want to get to the most important thing first. And guess who that is? The guy that seems to do this with me every single week. Josh Vucic.
Hi, everybody.
He seems to do this with me every week. So I got a little bit of a different format than what you guys are accustomed to. So usually we'll do segments, close out, say bye-bye, have a nice, we'll see you in a couple weeks. So today, how we're going to structure this now is we'll have 4 major segments and then 3-4 things we'll touch on. Because there's like these 3 segments that are the three things I have to touch on. I don't want to go deep into, but the 4 segments that I have, we're definitely going to go deep into at least, I would say 3 of them for the 4th segment.
Yeah,
I had a week off, so I don't have as much. So this is how it's going to go down today. We have touch topics, which is UFL. We're going to talk about the Masters. We'll touch on that. We'll take a few minutes and touch on that hell of a Masters tournament that ended up being. I actually took that over NASCAR, believe it or not. I did not catch the Bristol race, but I'll have all that stuff to do. That Masters tournament, I can't get over it. And special shout out to an old friend of mine who again used to do the radio show with up at the school, Ryan Winston. I'm gonna look up the WrestleMania 42 card for both tonight and tomorrow night, and I'll kind of go over it a little bit, kind of give you some picks.
He's definitely the expert.
I'm not going to get heavy into this because I am not the wrestling whiz. Okay, I never have been, but I know enough, especially with the wrestling card. And then we'll get into the actual. Then we'll take a break from that. We'll come back, and then we'll hit the main segments that we're going to do today, which we will start with the NBA playoffs, which officially started. The official was today. We did have the play-ins, which we will talk about the play-ins and then get to today, which last time I checked, the Cavs were up like 95-74, so they're smoking Toronto right now. Oops, did I blow that open? Sorry. We'll get to that in a minute. MLB, we'll go around the MLB, but we'll mainly talk about your 11 and 10 Guardians. Should be 12 and 9, but we're not going to go there. And then I switched it up, as you can see. The 3rd segment. This guy finally, Crew 2 and around MLS, he's finally got some good news to bad news. So what I'm going to let you do is I'm going to let you do the bad news first, and then you can do the good news. Because I want you to do the bad news first.
The way it's got to go is I got to do the good news because it leads to the bad news.
Okay, so it does lead to the bad news. Okay, so go ahead and do that.
By order of games.
NASCAR's light this week because I only have one race, and it's Bristol because they had 2 weeks ago off for Easter, so I only have NASCAR. But I do have a Kansas race to talk about for tomorrow. So
yeah, you do.
And then I'll go ahead and say it this week because I left it special and kind of left it out. We are doing, so when we were here 2 weeks ago for you guys, we did what we did is we did a currents versus retireds offensive side of the football. It was a lot of fun, by the way. He did currents, I did retireds. Now we're going to come back to this, and him and I are going to flip. Okay, I'm going to do currents. He's going to do retireds. But this time I'm going to stick with retireds. He's going to do currents. So the first time we did the offensive side of the ball, which this man had a lot of fun doing with the currents. I had a great time doing it with the retireds. Now, this week, we're going to go to the defensive side of the ball. We're going to kind of keep this like we did. Now, you still see the basic 4-3 defenses. A lot of teams are going to that 3-4 or the 3-3-4. You're seeing a lot of that happening now. But you still have some coaches out there that do the 4-3 scheme, and that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
So when we do this draft, it's going to be 2 defensive ends, 2 defensive tackles, which would make up your 4.
Yep.
And then 3 linebackers, 2 corners, 3 safety, and a strong safety. not specifically in that bottom part, not specifically in that order. So that's what we have coming up. Let's get into the touchables. Let's talk UFL. Now, we are actually 2 weeks behind on the UFL.
Columbus finally got a win.
You're getting ahead of me. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's go to week 3 first.
Damn it.
I know. So we get to, obviously, we have our team here in Columbus, the Aviators, who have looked, they
lethargic.
As of week 3, we're 0-3.
Yeah.
But they're getting more competitive.
They are.
When you look at week 1, okay, let's go back to week 1. They lost by 7, okay, to the Storm.
Yeah.
Then they go and lose to the DC Defenders, which the DC Defenders, they're an outstanding football team.
They're defending champs for
They're probably going to end up being back in the championship game this year because they're so good. But they got blown out 44-26, and we're just like, oh, no. Here we go. And then around week 3, we get the news. Was it week 3 or week 4?
Yeah, it was last week.
Go ahead and tell them about that.
Last week, unfortunately, the Aviators head coach, Ted Ginn Jr., was arrested for DUI in Florida.
Why I'm laughing.
And yeah. And then, of course, that also meant that Todd Haley got promoted to being the interim head coach for a week.
Okay. So you're thinking,
that was week 3.
Todd Haley, we're going to win, right? Didn't happen. So we're going to look at the week 3 scoreboard, and then we'll give you the week 4 scoreboard.
They did play that game close, but
yep.
Again, it's like some of the offense. It's like,
so I have the week 3 scoreboard, which new and improved tablet, ladies and gentlemen. Now I finally have my own. I just got to get a keyboard and stuff for it, so it's really official. So week 3 scoreboard. Obviously, we're in 4, but we'll talk about the week 3 scoreboard a little bit.
Yeah.
So we actually had an overtime game. That was the Storm and the Kings in a 29-27 thriller. Okay.
There is a hilarious catch to that, though.
Okay. Do tell, I've been messing out on this lately.
You also might have missed this, too.
I probably did.
Hilarious catch. Apparently, there's a quirk within the rules that if the defensive team commits 2 penalties in overtime, the other team wins. That's exactly what happened in this game.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, the Kings were called for 2 defensive penalties in overtime. And by default, they lost. That's how the officials ended the game. It was in the rules. Now, to the credit of the UFL itself and the officiating body, they have now tweaked that rule to where if there is a penalty that's committed by the defense, it just keeps moving the ball closer and closer to the goal line.
I think that's probably smart.
So you can't win the game on a defensive penalty.
Yeah, see,
that's the best part.
I don't agree with winning a game on a defensive penalty. I think that I'm going to be honest with you. No. You know what? You want to win the game, you're going to earn it.
Yep.
Now, defense makes mistakes. That's different. But I should not say, "Oh my God, my defense commits 2 penalties and loses." No, I don't like that.
So yeah, to the credit of the UFL and the officiating body, they changed that rule now. Already.
That's smart. That's smart that they changed that rule.
They obviously heard the outcry of social media and all that stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. UFL listens, though. That's the thing. Like, when they see stuff like that, they're like, okay, we got to make changes. And the UFL... Here's the thing real quick before you say anything. Okay. Here's the thing about... This is the second year of this, of the UFL. When you had the USFL, you had the XFL. 2 separate leagues. Now you have 1 league combined. This is its second year. The cool part about this is they're still learning. They're making improvements. At least when I look at the UFL, they want to get better. Yep. They want to make improvements because they want to get more viewers. Which the UFL's viewers, last time I heard, are up.
You know, honestly, here's the other thing I was going to say too. This is the other thing I like about the UFL specifically for this league. Unlike the NFL, you and I, as a fan, there's a lot of things we can listen in on. We can listen in on the play calling. We can listen in on the penalties that are getting called.
You know,
We can listen in on the instant replays being reviewed.
and I'm going to be honest with you, I think this is what the NFL needs to take some notes. NFL needs to take notes. I'm not going to lie to you.
Because half the time I don't understand why the NFL just doesn't explain why they made that call.
But you look at
or whatever,
and the UFL's like, well, this is why. This is what happened. They break it down, and I love that. And I'm telling you, NFL, take notes. Just take notes. Take notes.
It's just an added bonus for the fan.
It is an added bonus for this fan. Absolutely.
Now,
so
will we always agree with the bad calls? No. But we get to understand the calls and why they were made a lot better.
Guy that yells at refs.
I wear the stripes. Everybody yells at me.
I have yelled at him before.
He has.
So we'll move on to the next game. And the DC Defenders, after, I believe it was a week 1 loss, I believe. Yeah, they lost to the Battlehawks in week 1. Yeah, St. Louis looks good.
That was a tight game.
Okay, St. Louis looks good. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. We'll talk about St. Louis in a minute. They end up smoking the Gamblers 45-7. So the Defenders got back on their winning ways, 2 in a row now. And then we'll go to Sunday, and Dallas is seemingly to be the other team that looks like they're going to be really good.
Dallas is very well balanced.
Don't they?
I've seen them twice.
Don't they have that Perez as their quarterback still? Dallas, I think. Unfortunately, the only way for me to look stats and stuff up, I have to go to UFL.com. I'm on ESPN.com.
I can't remember his name, but I know Rick Neuheisel is their coach.
Is it Rick Neuheisel? Yeah, that's what I thought. Actually, speaking of, let's do this instead while I have you guys on here. We will do it this way. So we can actually do it from here.
Yeah, just go to the teams.
Yeah. Dallas Renegades. There's the league schedule. So this is week 4's schedule. Oh, speaking of, my cat's coming to join us again. Yeah, he joined us 2 weeks ago too. So here's your box score. See, I'm on UFL.com, which means this breaks down a little bit better. So
Austin Reed is their quarterback.
Austin Reed is their new quarterback, huh?
Yep.
Interesting. I wonder when they changed quarterback, because I know they had some Perez, but I don't remember where he's at now. Okay, so we will continue with week 3. So the interesting part about week 3 is when I can get back to week 3, wherever week 3 is. So Dallas does look good. Okay.
Yeah, they're a well-balanced team.
So here's the other one. I just told you about this. The Battlehawks, dude. They beat Birmingham 34-30 in a shootout. Now, a lot of people are like, man, is this team going to be any good? Blah, 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 blah.
They have a new coach.
St. Louis has a new coach and everything. And this team is still good. Now, let's get to our team. Let's get to week 3. Let's get to Columbus and Dallas.
And by the way, Ginn was back in the coaching seat yesterday.
Okay, so we will talk about week 4 here in a minute.
Yeah.
So, obviously, this is the week 3 when they play Dallas down in Frisco, Texas. And Columbus lost by 5. So, from week 1 to week 3, a bit of an improvement. 2 of the 3 games have been very, very competitive.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe they missed 2 field goals.
And they missed 2 field goals. So I like competitiveness. All right, now that we're caught up to that, let's get into this week. Okay? So we only have... Hi, hey, guys, say hi to my kitty cat. My kitty cat wants to join us. So let's look at current. So we have just 1 game left this week, and that's at 4 o'clock. And then we're done with week 4.
Yep.
We have a game currently going on right now, and we will get to that. So we'll start with the 2 games that are final, get to the last 2, and then that'll be the end of the touch-up for this. Yep. So, obviously, we get a battle of 2 new franchises, Louisville and Houston. Houston's obviously rebranded. Louisville's rebranded.
Correct.
How about a 2-point game in favor of Louisville? So Louisville picks up a much needed win. So now Louisville gets their first win of the season.
Yep.
So that I thought that was huge for them. Get your first win, get it out of the way. Now, here's the fun part. So last week, I just got done talking about last week. The Aviators went to Dallas and lost by 5. So you're thinking 0-3. Is it time to hit the pan button? I don't think so. It's too early.
Right.
Just for them to come home and beat Dallas. That's right. The Aviators finally got their first win of the season on their home field at historic Crew Stadium in Columbus by 2 touchdowns.
They shut them out the entire second half.
Starting to see, in my heart, I think you're starting to see an improvement. Now, obviously, you know, when you look at the Aviators and what this team's been able to do, you know, it's funny because this team, now they play Houston next weekend.
That should be a win.
At Houston. So I'm going to go down this team's schedule for the rest of the season. So they're at Houston versus Houston. So it's a back-to-back.
Oh.
Okay. Then they have to go to a very tough St. Louis team.
That's going to be a tough one.
At Birmingham. At and versus Birmingham. And then they'll play Louisville to finish out the year at home.
Nice.
It's not a bad schedule.
It's really not.
If Columbus can get it together, they could be a playoff team.
Let's hope we run the table, dude.
I mean, listen, here's the deal.
We're already, 4 games in, right?
Yeah.
We're 4 games in. There's 6 more to go.
If they run the table, they would be a playoff team.
Yep.
But they have to run the table and finish 7-3 and be a playoff team. So right now we have a game going on right this minute on ABC, Washington D.C. at Audi Field. I don't even know where Audi Field's at.
That's Washington.
Is it? Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, the Commanders play.
That's where. Yeah, that's also where the MLS
MLS team plays at. Okay.
Yeah, DC United.
The Defenders are beating the Battlehawks by 11, 28-19.
The Defenders are going to be the team to beat. Also, top 4 teams make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
at the end of the season.
There's your thing to look at.
Yeah.
And then coming up at 4:00 on Fox, Orlando and Birmingham. That's
if I had to take a stab at it right now, I'd say Birmingham should win that game.
Birmingham should win that game. But
Orlando's not a pushover, though. I saw them play Columbus the first week. I thought Columbus should have beat them. But they're not a bad team.
They're not a bad team. I'm actually, a lot of people don't pay attention to. A lot of people don't pay attention to the UFL like you and I do.
Right.
You and I, we pay attention to the UFL because, well, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we pay attention to the UFL? Like, the thing about the UFL is, how do I want to put this? It's a lot of fun to watch the UFL when knowing you get to see a lot of these guys warm up.
They're also trying to...
And they're trying to impress to get back in the NFL.
Yeah, they're trying to improve themselves to hopefully get a shot at the NFL.
Yep.
A lot of them have been able to do that over the years.
Okay.
Now, for the fun one.
Okay. Yeah, I put the fun one in the middle.
I think it's the time for the fun one of the week. Nobody's going to totally understand this unless they watch
Fun one in the middle. I actually took NASCAR. I had the Bristol race on. Had it on. Okay. On split screen.
Yeah, he had on multi-view. It's okay.
And guess what? I ended up turning it off just to watch the Masters tournament. Okay. I watched 3 out of the 4 rounds. I did not. I was out of town and didn't get a chance to watch Saturdays. But I did record it and I watched a chunk of it to watch. So the first 2 rounds were a lot of fun to watch. Rory doing his thing at the Masters. The thing that was really impressive about Roy is he shot very well the first 2 rounds. Walks into the weekend with a 6-shot lead. And you're just like, okay, wrap it up. We're done here. Well, he falters hard on Saturday.
It was rough.
By the time the end of Saturday got here, he was tied for the lead going into Sunday. He was able to recover, but last time I remember, he got a double bogey on the 13th because he put it in the water. I did find that out. So 13th at the Masters is hard to play on. Even like if you play it on a video game, it's hard. You play at the Masters, it's a hard course to play at. Very difficult. It's not easy. Mm-hmm. So the story, the two storylines that I have took out of this whole entire Masters tournament were not. The first round was great. The second round was great. Third round got wild. It's all about Sunday to me. Mm-hmm. Let's turn it back to Friday, okay? Scotty Scheffler at the end of 2 rounds, number 1 golfer in the world, was even. Okay, 12 shots back. He was probably out of it, more than likely.
Yeah.
Let's turn it to Sunday. Saturday, he shoots a 7 under and puts himself back into this tournament. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I have the scoreboard up here of what happened. So, Scotty Scheffler shot a 70 in round 1 for 2 under. For the first time in his Masters tournament career, he shot 2 over in the second round. Okay, so he didn't play very well in the second round. He'll admit that to you.
Yeah.
Rory shot a 67 and 65. Roy was heating up in the first 2 rounds. So let's go to the weekend. Let's go to Saturday. This is where it gets important. Because Rory shoots 1 over on Saturday. Okay, goes from -12 to -11, which just opens up the whole field because the whole field just caught up with him on Saturday. You know, had
the conditions were right for it.
Right. Justin Rose caught up to him. Sam Burns was tied for the lead. Xander Schauffele was up there for a while. A lot of these guys were up there. There were 3 guys tied for the lead. Mm-hmm. That was Rory Burns, and Rose. Rose was tied up there. Mm-hmm. Rose had the lead, but faltered out. Okay? So let's talk about round 3 for a minute. So Roy shoots 1 over. Scotty Scheffler shoots a -765 in the second round, or third round, excuse me. Okay? Justin Rose shot a 69 in the third round to get himself in contention. Cameron Young was the other one that was up here. Yeah. He was tied for second. Sorry, it wasn't Justin Rose, it was Cameron Young. Shot 65 in the third round. Got himself to -11 and tied with Roy to start the final round.
Yep.
So Sam Burns shot a 68 in the third round to get himself in contention. Let's get to where it matters. Let's get to this final day. A lot of this. And what I mean by this, a lot of movement. A lot of movement. Scotty Scheffler was tied, I believe, for 10th to start the day at -7. And I'm just watching him throughout the day, and I'm watching his name just climb up this leaderboard. By the time he finished his day, he was in second by himself. He shoots a 68. I mean, he charged in the final 2 days to make it.
Yeah.
Okay? Roy only shot a 71 the final day. He bogeyed the 18th, but knew he had the tournament won. Mm-hmm. Okay? The highlights of the day, I think, are Tyrell Hatton, who shot a 66. He had a hot day on Sunday. Obviously, we talked about Scotty Scheffler finishing -11 at the Masters. The other one was Justin Rose. He shot a 70. Now, he did shoot 2 under, but the problem was he had the lead for multiple holes.
Honestly, though, the biggest surprise for me, though, since I watched most of that tournament, especially Saturday and Sunday.
I watched all of Sundays, and I watched Thursday and Friday.
Sam Burns really fell hard. Like, he was... I think he was either paired with or before McIlroy went off.
Yeah.
Teed off.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point being is, It happens.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody's gonna do well in the final or among the final groups on the final day. It's a lot of pressure.
It's the pressure, and here's the thing. Okay, it was a beautiful sunny weekend.
It was.
All weekend. There was no weather issues other than a little bit of wind, but the heat got turned up.
Yep.
Between Thursday and Sunday. It was only in the 60s on Thursday. It was near, I think, pushing the middle 80s on Sunday.
Yep.
Tournament, I wouldn't say tournament. I would say course conditions. They changed a lot.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it went into Scotty Scheffler's favor.
Plus, also, when it's usually drier out, the greens are much faster.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's faster.
And
the fairways and the greens.
Pay attention, because guess what? That's what ended up happening. If you paid attention from Thursday to Sunday, and them greens, all of them greens play fast. I couldn't get over.
Oh, who was it though? It wasn't Scheffler, was it?
That did what?
Had a bogey-free round for the first time since the 40s.
Scotty Scheffler.
It was Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler. Yep.
See, I texted Brian this. I remember talking about it.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler. You and I talked about it heavy. It was funny because, honestly, I didn't think that you were paying attention to it.
Found the text. I said, dude, Scheffler is the only player going back to 1942 who's played the last 2 rounds bogey-free.
And I'm going to tell you something. When you talk about, okay, you and I talked about this, okay? The thing about this is to play bogey-free, especially on the 2 hotter days, it is crazy to think about that the 2 hotter days, Scotty Scheffler was bogey-free. Sorry, guys, I have a little bit of a pause here. Give me just a moment here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. My cat's a retard, guys. There's your raw entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. This little thing right here. That little fuzzy thing right here.
All right, full disclosure.
Go ahead and disclose it for them.
Full disclosure, the cat had its head in a plastic bag.
Which was hilarious, by
somehow.
the way. Right.
But,
So,
obviously he's fine.
There's our touch-up on the Masters. What I felt in my heart after all the entertainment, guys, that was one of the wildest Masters I've ever watched. I mean, I've seen some wild Masters.
I have too.
But this year, man, it was just... Sunday was up for grabs.
It was really good.
Yeah, Sunday, dude. It was
really entertaining.
Sunday.
You felt like anybody could grab it.
Sunday, the thing is Sunday it was up for grabs.
Yep.
And it ended up being up for grabs. All right, last touch-up. And I'm not going to get too heavy into this. But I do like this weekend because it's interesting about this weekend. Because this weekend, obviously we have other things going on, but it's also dedicated to WrestleMania, one of the biggest WWE events of the year. Okay, this is like, so let's put it this way. Obviously, you have the Super Bowl, you have Daytona, which is NASCAR's Super Bowl. The Masters is pretty much kind of like golf Super Bowl.
It is.
Because,
always.
you have the Open, you have the championship, but the Masters is its Super Bowl.
Yep.
This is wrestling Super Bowl. Okay. This is where it's a 2-night event. It used to be 1, now it's spread out to 2. All I'm going to do is just give it I have the match card up here for tonight, because it starts tonight at 6 o'clock, actually. You can watch it on ESPN Plus, I believe, so you have to have a subscription to ESPN Plus to watch it, which It is what it is. So, this is not. So, I want you to know. I guess, according to this, the 2 matches featured for the first hour on ESPN2. So, there's actually 2 matches that will be on ESPN2 tonight. And it's the unsanctioned match, McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, and the six-man tag team match, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, ISO Speed, the Usos, and LA Knight. Okay? Logan Paul. So, that's what's going to be on ESPN2, but it's also part of WrestleMania Saturday. Then you have the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match, which is Nia Jax, Lash Legend versus Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. Should be a lot of fun. I love watching the 6-man, or the women's tag team match in Fatal 4-Way. Ooh. Then you have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. A lot of hatred here. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. And then there's a side match that they decided to go ahead and put in here. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. This was all Paul Heyman's idea, and a lot of those of you who don't know who Paul Heyman is, look him up. One of the best, I would say one of the best when it comes to managing wrestlers. He used to manage Seth Rollins, betrayed him. It's a long, drawn-out story that, obviously we do not have time for. So, continuing on with the Saturday night match card. Stephanie Valkyrie versus Liv Morgan. This match was brought up due to Liv Morgan's return This was brought up to Liv Morgan's return to the Judgment Day, which is part of her faction. And then she chose Stephanie Valkyrie as her opponent because she won the Women's Royal Rumble. Okay? So you got that championship match tonight. And then the other championship match, which will probably be the final, I think it's going to be the Saturday night main event, is the Undisputed Championship match, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and a lot of you may recognize this name. Pat McAfee's with him. Yeah.
I know you're going to be watching.
I can't. I don't have ESPN Plus, so unfortunately. So I'm going to go to the Sunday match card. So the Sunday match card, again, starts at 6 o'clock. I'm just going to start from the bottom, work my way up. So here's the cool part. They're doing it on Sunday night, too. ESPN, the first hour, they're doing 2 matches again. It's Penta versus Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD Madonna, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio in an Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Okay?
Nice.
Obi Fem versus Brock Lesnar is going to be the other match. So you'll see those 2 on ESPN in the first hour. Which, that already spoils it. That tells you it's going to take an hour to do them 2 matches.
Oh, yeah.
So, now we'll go to the rest of it, which is Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the United States Championship. Okay? Demon Finn Balor returns. That means, what I mean by the Demon Finn Balor, you haven't seen the Demon Finn Balor in a long time since the last time he was a face. He's been a heel this whole entire time. Now he's back to being a baby face. He brings the Demon Finn Balor back for WrestleMania to take on Dominic Mysterio, who I can't stand. Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley in a women's championship match. Man, my cat wants to be part of this show today, guys.
He really does. He really does.
Right. The World Heavyweight Championship match will be the main event. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Okay. When you see this video and you see these, obviously WrestleMania will probably be over. But you guys are more than welcome to even just put whoever you think's going to win up there.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to touch on that, but like I said, tomorrow night, WrestleMania 42, Las Vegas, from Regent Stadium, where the Vegas Raiders play. Tonight, 6 o'clock, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. So that would be, you want to get technical at 6 p.m. here, or it should be 3 p.m. Pacific.
3 p.m. West, yeah, 3 p.m. Pacific.
So that's the touch-ups. That's all I really wanted to touch up on. So we'll do this now. We're going to have 3 things we'll just touch up on, which would be mostly the UFL to be. And then we'll find some other things. I'll probably do WrestleMania results when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
and then we'll touch up on a third thing. So we'll do 3 touch-ups and then do our segments. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back and actually get in to the nitty-gritty of the show. We'll be right back.